shooters, lovers, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. We hope all y'all had a good week. How was your week, Mr. CW?
It's a good one. This smoke is not right. Boy, that was a surprise the other day. It was I thought we were gonna have a hurricane or something. It was nasty skies. We had green and yellows, and it was like yellow air. It was awful.
Oh, so it's like Georgia in spring.
Yesterday, let me see. Yesterday, the stink came. It was like choking. You couldn't breathe. You could smell the smoke heavy. You were looking around for the fire. And then today we started the day with I was just typing in the side chat. It was over 90% humidity this morning at like 67 degrees. But it quickly dropped down. It was like 42, 45 most of the day. So it was beautiful. About 80 degrees. So it was actually a really nice day. And the smoke pretty much cleared out today. So it was a halfway decent day today. Tomorrow, I guess we're getting rain and the smoke is coming back. But yeah, it was a pretty good week. I didn't get to the range as much as I wanted to. I got there once on Monday, and we got a couple of videos out. I got a couple of things in stock at the gun shop, and I got a couple of orders in from my own orders. So I got some stuff coming. Did I have about 6 videos this week. So yeah, should be good stuff coming. I hope everybody likes it. Mason, how was your week?
Not too bad. Good to be here. Good to see everyone up the side chat. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. A little hot, we were in the high 90s again, which sucks because we don't have AC in the plant. So in the plant, it's 110, 120. So you're just pissing sweat all the time. But thankfully, it's starting to drop back down. We were in the 80s today, and we're supposed to drop down pretty much the rest of this coming week. We'll be down in the 70s, hopefully. But we've got some storms coming too, so that's going to be a pain in the ass, I'm sure. Always is. Smoke our way was pretty bad yesterday. It was pretty bad still this morning. This afternoon coming home, it was slightly better, but you could still notice it pretty well. You could still smell it pretty good, and that it's starting to die off now. But took a good little bit there. But yeah, overall wasn't too bad a week, and got lots to do this weekend. Busy weekend of hopefully doing some reloading and getting some stuff done around the house. So.
Mama, Dad, how was your week?
Interesting. Hot, humid, and we're still getting thunder showers every afternoon. So, not the most pleasant thing in Alabama. But other than that, good week. Good week. Can't complain. Rebel.
Well, we finally got our drought broken just a little bit. Per mine, Jamie's argument before the live cast last week, we got 3.5 inches of rain in one night. and it just poured. You couldn't even see the front yard. It was pouring so hard. And I say argument, I mean discussion. We were joking with one another. And it kind of shut off, but we're supposed to get rain all next week. I'm playing around with a gun I've only seen one time. It's Headstand Halls, HAWES, but it was made by J.P. Siren's son, and it's a single action replica, and it's not like a Colt though. Parts don't interchange. CW's going to laugh at me because it sounds like him. I've already ordered a mainspring off of eBay, and it's not even mine yet. I haven't even paid for it yet. So I thought, hey, might as well have an extra mainspring. It's like $20. So, and that's usually what breaks. And parts, you read a lot of forums on those guns, and they say, well, parts are hard to source. Well, that was kind of pre-internet, and they're not as hard. And they were in production for a good little bit. If you want the modern version of it, the EAA Bounty Hunter is kind of the modern version of it with a transfer bar. This one, you carry five shots, or you will kill your feet. And there was actually some lawsuits over it. Like, people didn't know. I mean, the single action army's only been out since 1873. And guys only carried five shots.
Who doesn't know load one, skip one?
Yeah, exactly. And then but then I start reading about all this litigious stuff about accidental discharges. That's not accidental. You loaded 6. You drop the gun and kerpow. There you go. So it's got a frame mounted firing pin, but it's still resting right there. You're ready to go. So, but it's a nice beefy revolver. I haven't decided whether I'm gonna. I've decided I'm gonna buy it, but I haven't decided whether I'm gonna keep it or not. CW says I should. I've got my eyes on I've been wanting a 38 357 single action, and I like shorter barrels. This one has a 6-inch, but I just went out and shot it. Shoots pretty good. So I don't know. I might be hitting CW up for some 38 bullets. Anyway, still got the 222 to playing with. I'm still dealing with my knee. I'm still riding my 4-wheeler down to my basement door instead of going down the steps because it hurts so bad. So more to come with the custom 222, but that's about all I got. Dr. Zink.
Well, for me, it was go to work on Monday, come home from work on Monday, and repeat for 4 more days. Except Wednesday, got a text from my range officer guy at the range. He says, you need some more 44 mag brass? I go, I'll always take some. He gifted me with about 300 pieces more.
Mm-hmm.
Same head stamp or mixed?
It's range brass. I didn't go through it yet. I'm sure it's mixed, but I don't care that it's mixed. I'm not shooting matches, so.
Right.
But they all get resized and trimmed this and everything else the first time, and that's it. So I'm not shooting super hot stuff out of it, so they're not going anywhere. They'll last me a long time. So, but that's about it. Other than the same CW, it was so bad here on Long Island yesterday. I couldn't even go outside for lunch. It would bother me that much. So, today, about 10 o'clock, the sun came out, the breeze picked up, and all the shit blew out. We couldn't smell it, so it was a good day.
Oh, that's nice.
Good deal.
So, it stayed here all day.
And it was supposed to get rain
tomorrow. I'm not on the shore.
It's even creeping down to the North Carolina coast. Just the way the wind pattern is hadn't been here. I thought it was funny. Everybody's making, because it's affecting so many more people, making a big deal about the air quality. And we had fires right near us probably 5 years back. And opening day of muzzleloading season, I climbed up in the box stand, and when daybreak hit, I looked out and I went, I can't see 100 yards. What? Why am I here? I got down and went on home. It was terrible. And I never thought about the particulate and that smoke, but That's rough.
Yeah, they got a scale. I think anything above like 80 or 90, 100 or something like that is where it starts to get, bothersome for most people. And we were up close to 200.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania was up 250, 275, and Michigan was over 500. I saw.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, that's just really bad.
Yeah, we were over 250 out here too. I forget what the exact number was, but it was over 250.
Air you could chew. That's bad.
You're up,
Where
Mr.
were we?
You done,
Six.
Andy?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, 6. How was your week, brother?
Oh, well, Saturday we got to go cowboy shooting, and I had a shotgun mess up on me.
Uh-oh.
But Penny shot her fastest time she's ever done. She broke 40 seconds. She did a run of 38.
Woo!
So she was happy, but she turned around and said, "You wasn't filming me." Oh. No, I shoot good and you don't film me. Anyway, we got, just as we was finishing, it came down, it poured on us, and it rained Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those guys out in West Texas, oh man, I feel sorry for them.
I saw the Guadalupe River.
Oh, it's all out through there.
Yeah, bad.
The ranch that I hunt on, it's got water standing on it, but none of the fences or any of the buildings or anything was messed up. He just posted a little while ago. Somebody got out there to the ranch for him and checked it out. That happened. Finally, Thursday it cleared up here, and I got a bunch of mail in on Thursday. I got me a new 14-inch barrel with a 7mm hole in it. Yeah.
Hey, there's something going on. Sorry to interrupt. YouTube, it's like I only saw one watching and I haven't seen anybody post anything in ages. I don't know. I just restarted. You went out and logged back in. The same thing. No chats going on, and I'm only showing 1 or 2 people watching that. I don't know. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right. And got all the parts in to put a short stroke kit in Penny 73. I've already got the carrier out, lightened it up, put the work, machined on it, lightened it up, and done some other stuff, and we're ready to start trying to assemble that thing and fit that short stroke in it for her so she can really get fast for us. But that's all I've got for this week. How about you, Kyle?
Oh, it was a great week. Work went good. My uncle came down, spent a couple of days with me, did a lot of guitar playing. Was going to go do some jeeping, but that didn't happen. It's been a really good week. That's about all I got.
Everything looks good over on YouTube for me right now. You guys okay over there?
I got the pop-up chat up, and it's going like crazy.
Yeah, it's moving, yeah.
I got nothing going on in my chat, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's working fine over here.
All right.
It's the smoke, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
6, you got some questions out there from Glenn Davis.
Yeah, I'm trying to type it in.
We got somebody at the
Walter?
back door. Mr. Walter, how was your week, brother?
You know what? I had a pretty decent week all up until this morning when I woke up and my arthritis said, "Yeah, you're not going to get much done today," but that happens. I got to the range and did some shooting, and I got some video work done, and I got a little bit of housework stuff done, and got some physical therapy from the physical terrorist. It's taking care of my back issues. Yeah. So, good week. Good week for me. I can't complain. I'm happy to be here. Good to see everybody. And Glenn, I did get your email just now. Just looked at it. I'll go take a look at it in a few minutes and see what that's all about. But yeah, happy to be here. Hello, everybody.
Glad you made it.
Every time Walter mentions physical therapist, I think about TL on Landman and his physical therapist. I'm hoping Walter has one like that. Just get in the pool and sway.
Is that what you call it?
Is that what they're calling it these days? Huh? Yeah.
Just float and I'll hold you up kind of thing going on there.
That's it.
I'm surprised that fellow didn't have a stroke when they filmed that scene.
I know that's right. Oh,
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, yeah.
Old Sam's been pulling chicks for donkey's years, man.
I know the problem with Sam is his politics as of late. He knows better.
He does know better. His politics do suck.
But he's filling in, man. He's just falling in line to get jobs, and he's got a good one right now.
I can't wait for September to come around. I've been missing it.
I love that show.
Well, we got kind of an open forum tonight, and we kind of hope that you guys are in the side chat. Are you liking the open forum, or do you want to go back to more topic-driven discussion? And our thing is, we want to do what you guys want to do. We want to include you in the conversation as much as we can. But while I was, come on, that's not a rhetorical question, guys. I need an answer. I need you guys to respond. There's 31 of you out there, so and we'll go through roll call here in about 10 more minutes. But Alaska One Andy likes the open forum. Okay, Glenn, mix it up.
The side chat drives it a lot of times.
Well, the last 2 or 3 weeks we've had the open kind of thing going on, and it seems to produce more involvement from the panel as well as the side chat, and I kind of like that. So Glenn Davis says mix it up, do a topic every once in a while. Everybody else is kind of like open. There you go.
We got quite a few votes for open forum.
Yeah, we do.
One night we'll do a topic on frogs. Kyle should be the leader there.
Edward Petty, do both. Some weeks open, some you choose. Good deal, man.
Hey, Jamie.
Real
quick. My week went a lot better than my buddy Dale's. I just sent you a picture. This is what happens.
Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Ron Wayne.
Hey there.
Example of what you do or what happens when you totally disassemble the interior of your boat to get it reupholstered, and you forget to hook that one little wire back up to the battery that goes to the bilge pump for the automatic feature.
Oh no. Oh
yeah,
no.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we don't have to pull the engine out of it. It's bad.
Well, was it started with it submerged like that.
Well, what happened was that huge amount of rain we got last, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. That real bad rain. It got just enough water in the back of that boat to bring it down to, I think, where the bilge pump hole got submerged, and then that let more water in all the way down to the vents for the engine fan. And by then it was over.
God.
It was over. He had to go to Harbor Freight and get a electric pump with a 2-inch outlet on it, and water was still coming in quicker than he could get it out. I put it to you like this: it's got a V8 in it, and the air cleaner was underwater in the lake.
Okay, he don't even need to start that.
No, we got the spark plugs out of it. It's filled with WD-40, letting the oil drain for about a week.
Yeah, just buy a new motor.
You don't need a new motor.
It
You
might
just
be all right.
need that one.
We just got to clean it out good. I'm gonna take the carburetor apart for him and all that.
I had water blow in had the hood open on my 52 Massey Harris. I had a bad rainstorm and it came in and pushed all the oil out of the air filter. And it wouldn't crank. I said, why is this thing not cranking? I took the plugs out of it, turned it over, and water shot all the way across the pole shed. I said, oh, that's why. So I pulled the other 3 out and
Let's
got
party.
all the water out, changed the filter, changed the oil, and put some gas in it, and boom, boom, she fired right up. Of course, you could pee in that
thank you,
gas
Jamie.
tank and it'd fire up.
Here's the thing: at least the battery box is floating.
Jamie's
That's
a bright
because
side
they're
guy.
No, that's because there wasn't a battery in it. I know.
Hang on, I got to look at that picture again. Dang it!
At least some of it's still above water.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, at least the bowels afloat.
Yeah, it could be worse. It could be in Davy Jones' locker about right.
Oh, that's not the battery box. That is not the battery. It would have been if the foot wasn't on the ground on the bottom of the lake. Yeah, that's not the battery box. That's his little waterproof toolbox that he keeps in the truck for the boat.
That's why my boat's sitting in my driveway with the plug out of it.
Well, he's at the campground with it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I understand. And the rain you got Thursday was the rain we got Sunday, and I know exactly what you mean. It was torrential.
Well, it came with a vengeance.
Almost like we lived in a temperate rainforest.
Weird how that works, ain't it?
GGW. Yeah,
I miss you
Walker.
guys.
The replicas are the clones. Those single action army clones. I got 2 of them, man, and maybe 3. And I love those things. Mine are all in 38, 357. I don't have any 45 Colts. That guy right there is trying his best to drag me into 45 Colt. And he's doing a fine job, man. And
Here, let me help you, CW.
I got too, right? I mean, I'm kind of a 38, 357, 44 kind of guy. And
Oh, you know you like 45 Colt.
yeah, just don't want it. This is the thing. With every revolver caliber like that you get into, there comes 2 revolvers and a lever action.
At least.
You're saying that like it's a bad thing.
That's eventually. That's down
Have you
the
ever,
road.
I've never seen a hearse with a trailer.
Right?
No, a Brinks truck following a hearse. No. No.
I'll help you out, Jamie. I'll help you out. I got you on some brand new 45 Colt brass. Brand spanking new. I got you, man. I'll hook you up. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, I can see it coming in my future. But
I've got a couple molds for you.
Right now, I got this beautiful new. I hope it's new. Beretta PX4 Storm in not 9mm. It's in 40 Smith and Wesson, and y'all can start your.
But that doesn't have the soul of a single action 45 Colt. That's just got
There's
it's
no
like I
argument.
told someone. It's like I told someone about fly fishing. Okay, and they were talking about, well, I'm starting to get into Euro nymphing, which is a real vogue thing they do in Britain. And I looked at them and went, Euro nymphers have no soul. You know, if you can't catch a fish, and I'm gonna do this for Scotsman. If you can't catch a fish on a dry fly, then you need to just go home.
Whatever word that was that you just said sounds like a drop down category on one of them websites we're not supposed to talk about.
Dry fly or you're a nymph?
You're a nympho or something.
No. A nymph is a baby bug, Kyle.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to make a joke. Sorry.
You sick thing.
You see that, Jamie? Aussie's on our side too, man. 45 Colt.
I love 45 Colt.
Rugo Vaquero.
Obviously, CW. Oh yeah, but that's Ruger Vaqueros. Ruger Vaqueros are getting stupid. So are Blackhawks.
Ain't they? Y'all want to see a quick
Italian,
video before we? You want to see a quick little short before we go do the roll call?
Sure.
Seeing how we got an open forum tonight.
Is it midget wrestling or something?
Much better.
I like watching Jamie's face kick up into a smile.
It's much better than midget wrestling.
What are we looking at there, Brian?
You're looking at a big fat camo dude in short, which would be me.
I'm in my prime. Yeah, you look it. You must be Ringo. Look, darling. Johnny Ringo, deadliest pistolier since Wild Bill, they say.
And they're probably going to show me after I put
I'm sure of it.
two-light hammer in, or two-light hammer spring in the 45, and it's going click, 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 so it looks like I'm practicing.
Lonego.
Come on, boys.
I've
We don't want any
rectified
trouble
that.
in here, not in any language.
That's Latin, darling.
Ruger's
Evidently,
pretty easy
Mr.
work.
Ringo's an educated man. Now I really hate him.
What's it, Johnny? I hear he's real fast.
That's the best part right there. He just takes a drink. He says, yeah.
You must be Doc Holliday.
That's the rumor.
It's great. Wouldn't it?
All right, Jimmy, I got you for the roll call. Here we go. Roll call, folks.
No.
There you
Okay.
go.
And the first Latin word is and vino veritas. We start arguing in Latin.
There's a video out there that explains word for word what was actually said in Latin. But my favorite line right there is, obviously, darling, he is a educated man. I really hate him.
Now I really hate it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Dang, Ron Wayne. Go big or go home, dude. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Good on
My
Ron.
phone's dead, Jamie. What's he saying?
He said 4440. Okay.
That's not 9mm.
Let's do that. The Crazy Scotsman was in first with not 9mm. He's on the panel and in the side chat. Andy 79Z28 is also on the panel and in the side chat. Viejo also on the panel. Glenn Davis 9663 is out there. Dale Pogue, Ozark Spirit, my brother. 6-shooter Texans on the panel as well. Edward Petty, GGW Outdoors, Bobby Barlow, Kyle Lusk is on the panel. Ozzy Osborne, Alaska One, Andy Ron Wayne with 4440 is out there. Last of three, good to see you out there. The real Uncle Bob also went with 4440. Three-Toed Jack, good to see you, man. That's a new name for me. Welcome in here. Dwayne 7834, hey buddy. 01 guy, 9mm. Hillbilly Up is out there. I need to talk to Hillbilly. I need to call him again. Anyway, let's see. Garage Guy 879 is out there with 4440. Hillbilly Up, and I think we're up to date for the moment. Now I know that I did not call out 34 names in roll call. So some of you guys are choosing not to participate. So
There's that.
there's that. And that is your choice. This is America. And you have that. Let's do this. Walter, how many different brand names of the Single Action Army clones do you own?
Only two. I have a couple of. No, I have one Uberti and the rest are all Pietas, and I probably have 6 Pietas.
And I think that answers my question.
I busted apart on the one Uberti that I had this week. In fact, was the 1875 Remington Outlaw model. You know, they got that fin underneath it that serves no practical purpose. But the extractor rod broke mid-fire. I standing there looking at it. I still had 6 more rounds to shoot, so I threw that down. Kept on shooting. I had to push them out by hand when I was done shooting. So I got to find a part for that. But
let's look at
Pietas don't break parts as long as you don't load them like you'd load a Ruger.
Okay, here's the thing.
They are
Uberti, Cimarron,
replicas of old guns.
Yes. GGW says he has a Taylor. Okay, here's the thing. The Cimarron and the Taylors are made by either Uberti or Pieta.
Yeah, those are the Pieta and the
same thing with EAA. EAA, Taylor, those guys. They're all imported from either Uberti or Pieta.
Or Pedersoli.
And they're all, their parent company is Beretta.
Yeah, and there's a whole pile of them that bring them in the country and they snap their names on them, but they're pretty much
Yeah.
off the nose.
Look at that.
Penny's 73 is a Cimarron.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, I
So far,
had
the
a young
the Pietas have
gunsmith
been treating me well, and I've got them in
I had a young
357,
guns.
45 Colt, and 4440. Those are the three calibers I have them in.
You always had
Who-
soft
young
parts.
gun-
They still have some soft parts, like
Yeah.
we're not talking the screws.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah. If you don't have a proper set of screwdrivers, you're going to mangle the screws. They're just soft steel, and that
Right.
was the problem
You're-
with the ejector rod that broke on me this week. It's
Even
a
with
rod that
proper
goes
screw-
down into the cylinder, and then there's the half moon, old school kind of half moon thumb finger tab thing that you use to push down. Well, the rod is connected to that half moon with just a real thin, maybe 2 millimeter pin connects those two together, and that snapped. I might try to fix it, drill it out, and put another stainless steel pin or something in there, but I'm just going to try to get another part out of. It was a Cimarron gun, so
Yeah,
they're not
good
real
call
good.
out on the screws too, though. The screws are very, very soft.
Yeah, and you can get
I had
you can replace the
a
screws.
young gunsmith tell me that the
I-
actual Cimarron Uberti Colt replica parts will fit right in a Colt single action army. He said they are absolutely true to the originals.
You have to
I
be
had to
careful.
take Penny-
I was just talking. Go ahead, Six. I'll follow you.
I had to take Penny's 73 apart this week, and I drilled 3 of them out. They would not come out.
Yeah, there's a Colt Peacemaker Specialist is the name of their outfit, and they're close by to me, and that's all they do is Colts. And I get exasperated with the Pieta base pins because they only cut the grooves for that cross bolt halfway around the base pin, and if you don't line it up just right when you're reinstalling your cylinder after taking the cylinder out, that base pin will start walking its way forward, just like a bullet creeping out of a case under recoil. And the next
Right.
thing you know, you've got a cylinder that's only got half a base pin in it, and it's cattywampus, and they're tricky.
It's locking up. Yeah.
But the Colt parts will fit, and Peacemaker Specialist makes those base pins in 250, 251, and 252, and so you can get one if you want it to fit right. A thou over, and then polish it down to exact, and then you got yourself a good base pin that's got that ring all the way around it, and it doesn't care which way you go; it goes in. They're not cheap though; they're like $3,500 each.
Pioneer Gun Works. If you go to their website, they sell screws for Ubertis, and they're not Ubertis. They're hardened good screws.
Yeah.
You can buy like in little sets of what that goes for, kind of like, or you can. They have the a full set in there too if you buy that, but that's just Uberti parts, so you're buying the same thing.
Yeah.
You said it was Pioneer.
Pioneer Gun Works.
Yeah.
That's where I get.
I didn't know about
Good
them
info.
six. I'm going to write that down and go look at them. Yeah, because they're relatively inexpensive clones, and so I expect some of that to happen.
Yeah.
And I have no problem, with a genuine Colt, you'd want genuine Colt parts. But with these things, I want parts that aren't going to fail on like that ejector rod did. So Pioneer, huh?
Pioneer Gun Works. That's where I bought the short stroke and all that stuff from.
All right.
I bought a stainless steel spring to go in it. Whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I ordered a one-piece firing pin mechanism for my Marlin 336. What 336 is. I only ordered one. I've yet to install it, but yeah, they've got all kind of great gun parts at Pioneer Gun Works, and that was up on my brother Six's recommendation. But probably going to put it in the 35 Remington because it gets used the most. Let me see if I can send this picture. See if I can send this.
I have faith in you.
Order from them and Long, I think it's Long Hunt. Let me look it up. Long Hunter Shooting Supply. It's called longhunt.com.
Yeah, I picked up Six's, Six. I picked up CW's Remington copy to shoot at our range when he was here. And I looked at the front sight; it was bent over to the left. I was like, we have zeroed this the way it should be zeroed, and it hit true. It hit true. You don't notice it's bent when you pull the groove up, you know.
Oh my goodness. I just saw a picture that Bo sent from Ohio yesterday. The moon looks, the sun really looks orange. But I try not to mention Bo too much on here because then he starts with that dang old Jiffy stuff.
He's already been out there. I'm right away at it.
I know.
I told him to behave himself.
Somebody asked me why the people in the South hate Jiffy Mix so bad. We don't. We really don't. It just ain't cornbread.
We just know how to make cornbread.
Right.
Right.
That ain't it. Yeah, that's
right.
Well, it's a muffin mix, and for what it's intended to be, it's fine. Let me see if I can get this up here.
Well, we were so busy. I entertained y'all with North Carolina regional food last time, and then this time, CW entertained us with Capital hot dogs. And I meant to tell you, CW, I tried that chili sauce on a hamburger.
Oh, it's good, ain't it?
And oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just different. To me, it's different. It's not better. It's not worse than our chili here. It's just different. And it was just a really cool, different hamburger, you know? And I did it with cheese, the sauce, white onions, and mustard. That's it. Just like the hot dog, you know? And except the hot dog doesn't have cheese, but it was delicious. Glock's making single actions? What?
No, that's the Taurus deputy.
Yeah.
That's y'all forgive Garage Guy, man. I mean, you know.
That's a very affordable piece right there.
Yeah.
I haven't shot one.
Local gun shop had one in the display case. I was in there yesterday buying another 10 millimeter.
I've had one in my hand. I have not shot one.
Six, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Taurus not go down that road about 10 years ago? Didn't they come out with a single action, or am I thinking?
I think they did, but it wasn't very popular or something.
And Beretta did too, did they not?
Beretta.
Beretta leaned on their partners at Cimarron and Uberti and Pieta, and they came out with their own. I knew it.
Yeah.
They called the Beretta was called the Stampede, I think.
I believe so.
Okay, this
Those
one,
were,
this one right here is in 357 Magnum 38, but he has, according to what he put in the side chat earlier, he has the 45 Colt on order.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's not a bad looking gun, except for you need to get that orange plastic piece out of there. Shoot
I have
that.
the Pieta Pistolero, which is their SAA. I'll say of a good, better, best quality. It's their better quality gun, and in 357, like that one. I did a gun review of that one. It's already got like 65,000 views on it. Everybody wanted to look at that one for some reason.
What was that again?
there you go.
The Pieta
Garage guy
Pistolero.
Forrest had the Gaucho.
Yeah, SAA. Yeah, Gaucho. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Pieta SAA Pistolero it's a great revolver, man. I love shooting that thing. The action on that thing is so smooth compared to trying, thumb a Blackhawk and then go thumb one of those SAA clones that are put together right. You really don't have to do much to them. The trigger pulls are
There are
good.
some that are real slick, man.
That's
Hey, you can
leaf springs. Leaf springs versus coil springs. You get leaf springs slicker every time. They're more fragile, but they're
yeah, they don't last as long either, I don't think. But
no, Rugers are tanks.
Yeah, that's why we
You
buy
can slick them up. You can slick them up really good.
You can change those springs out and put lighter springs in them.
Oh, I did. I put a lighter spring in mine, and it went click, 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 click.
Yeah, I remember
click,
you telling us that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I put the factory spring back in, let the light hammer spring in. It works now. It's still, I'm a little disappointed. It's a new Vaquero. I've only had one new Vaquero before, and I traded it off for a bench rest rifle. Everything I have is old Vaqueros with the bigger frame, which kind of suits this better.
Yeah.
And but this one was the Montado I'd been waiting for which Montado in Spanish means 6, correct me if I'm wrong, mounted to be shot from a horse. So it's got a 3.5 inch barrel.
Yes. Montado, it means mounted, like cavalry.
Mounted. Yes.
They say Walker knows more Spanish than I do.
Sí.
Well,
I can't say.
I'm talking North
I can't
Carolina.
say
I'll say Montado and stuff like that. So anyway,
most of the Spanish I know I can't say one here anyway.
I polish.
You got to remember that Walter's a player, man. So he probably knows some good Spanish. Pick up some of the ladies out there.
Oh yeah, I know he does.
I grew up in an agricultural community in California, and if you didn't speak Spanish by the time you were about 4, you didn't get along.
You were left behind.
Well, and you know what,
is.
Walter? It's weird. In my community, we've got an influx of really good people, families from Mexico. They here are tomato farmers and all kind of different farmers. You can buy tomatoes. I can stop on the way home and buy a box of tomatoes for $10. Just glorious tomatoes. I'm like, that's great, and can them or whatever. But we didn't learn Spanish in high school. Our options were Spanish and French, and I took French like a dumb butt. Should have Spanish.
Yeah.
I
took
I remember
Spanish
how to
1 for
count
4
the
years.
10. I remember how to count the 10 in French. All right. Spanish would have served me a lot better. But we get along. The two communities get along.
Yeah.
I think the Mexicans moved in here and they realized, oh shit, all these guys are packing, and so
Yeah.
they started packing too. Once they got all their stuff right and got their cards and everything, so they kind of assimilated into the culture, which that's what you want people to do. Add their little bit of culture and assimilate into America. You know, they're mostly good people.
Yep. Just like the rest of us.
We have
They're
some,
mostly good.
yeah,
Hard
right.
work.
We have some bad ones that you see
Hard
on
work.
Yeah. We got some of us that need to be shipped out too.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah,
I'm trying to
like the
find
whole
my.
half the state of Maine.
Yep. I'm trying to find my emotional support taco.
Half the Congress and the Senate.
They come in a 6-pack
Oh,
out here.
listen, I've got an authentic Mexican food truck that comes down from the shop, and we'll hit that, and you can spend $10 and get filled up really quick. We're just a little worried about the lettuce right now. So
Yeah, we all need to be.
yeah.
So yeah, you leaving us, Andy?
Yeah, time to go. I got something to do before I go to bed. So,
Oh man.
hey, I ain't saying
All right,
much
good
of
night,
it.
Andy.
Listening.
I hear you though. You work all week come Friday night.
No, I'm all
Dave.
right that way. I just got one thing I got to do before I go to sleep here today, so it could take me about a half hour to do. So,
Well, I hope you're not working tomorrow.
depends on what you call not work.
I hope you go to sleep.
It's supposed to rain here most.
In
It's supposed to rain here most of the day tomorrow, so I'm not going to get much done outside. That's for sure. But got plenty of stuff to do inside. So, all right, night, everyone.
Good
night, Andy.
Good
to see you, buddy.
Andy.
Y'all say good night, Andy.
Night, Andy.
Good night, Andy.
Yeah.
I was serious. I'm looking
Yeah,
for
but
my emotional support taco. I was going to show it off.
What do
I'll
we
just
know
eat it.
about the Leatherwood M1000 Art scope? 2 to 10 by 44.
I've heard of Leatherwoods, but I never heard of that model.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I never heard of it yet.
Know nothing about it.
Probably made in China.
It's actually, you got your X and your dash in the wrong spot there, Tread. 2 through 10 by 44. Just nomenculture. That's how
Ted's from South Carolina. He's from South Carolina. Leave him alone.
He ain't really, man. He's
Oh,
He's a Georgia boy separated by a state line because he lives 10 minutes north.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He damn sure don't know what liver mush is until he ate it.
But he didn't spit it out. He's like the rest of us. He manned up and swallowed that crap.
Well, it's because I was holding a gun on all of it.
Yeah, what kind do you?
so it's they're by Hilux, which I have heard of Hilux, and it almost looks like a freaking loophole knockoff.
Hilux does a lot of reproduction, like historical scopes. A lot of guys in the CMP that are bound by those really strict CMP rules that they have to shoot blah blah blah. Look for the Hilux mounts that like a Lyman or a Urinerdal scope fit in, Hilux still makes those. And they're not super high quality, but they meet specs and they do good enough. But they're Chinese made. Now I'm not saying that Leatherwood's glass isn't Japan glass or whatever. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. I do know this, that CW did a review on a SWFA scope, and we had the opportunity to look through one a guy had mounted on an M14, and unfortunately his ghost ring sight was touching the bell, and the young man couldn't figure out why his scope was wandering, and we were like, oh, your back sight's touching your bell, man. Matter of fact, it's heated up, where you shot it. And he went home and removed the ghost ring and the factory ghost ring and zeroed the scope, and it came back in. But I looked through the scope and it was super clear. I think it was Japanese glass, is it not?
Yeah, they're Japanese.
And was really, I mean, I didn't like the reticle hint that he had in it, but it was a super clean scope for the money.
Yeah, it looks like they're in the $500 range by the looks of it.
People ask me all the time, what's the best bang for the buck for a hunting scope? And I always tell them immediately, Burris. I sell SIGs, I sell Burris, I sell Leopolds. But if you're looking for clear glass and you're wanting to go hunt deer, you just want to stick it on Grandpa's 30-06. A Burris is hard to beat for the money. They're mostly made in the Philippines.
I just got a new Burris, and I'm not at all happy with it.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, 3 to 12 at 42.
Not tracking?
No, it seems to track okay, but the glass is it's like a fisheye.
Really?
It's really bad.
I'll have to keep my eye out for that. I have not seen one of those yet. Everyone I've seen is flat and pretty, and
I take that back. It didn't track well. It acted like a sticky old 40-year-old scope. It wouldn't move, and then it would jump like 3 times as far. And you push it, wouldn't go, and then it would jump back 3 times as far.
Make sure you text me the model number, and I'll stay away from that thing. All right.
Well, unless their customer service has changed over the last 6 months or so, they're usually pretty good about replacing stuff, either fixing or replacing.
Yeah, they are. I'm hesitant to tell you fellas about a friend of mine who is a snob. He absolutely thinks if you spent $1,000 on an optic, then if he spent $2,000, he got a better optic.
Nope.
All right. Well, that's what he thinks. And I'm like, I called him up one day, and I had a friend of mine who was a really great customer, and he traded in a Tikka Super Varmint 22-250 with a Miata scope on it, a high-end Miata. And he looked at me. He's dead now. He died before he turned 40, unfortunately. He looked at me and said, Mike, you're a fool if you don't buy that rifle from yourself. And I did. It's still in my gun room today. I haven't shot it all that much. It's a perfect candidate for turning into a repeating 6BR because of the that Tikka magazine, that straight wall Tikka magazine. But anyway, he had a Miata scope on it, high end. I can't remember the model number exactly, but I researched them and they had shot glass. So I immediately bought another one, and none of my distributors carried them. I had to buy it on my own. And I called up my buddy and said, "Hey, I'm of the groundhog hunting killers around here. I'm the first guy to have shot glass." And that just dug in him like you just stuck a Phillips screwdriver in his neck. And so he ordered a Schmidt Bender, and he spent $4,500 on that scope. And he loves that scope. I hate the reticle. The glass is beautiful. I don't know that you need to see every blue and every green the way it ought to be. If it's a little flat on a scope, I don't really care, as long as it tracks and I can see a groundhog head or a deer or whatever. But this thing, you can see all the colors. It was everything you would expect out of that money, you know. Well, he had it mounted. He was hunting groundhogs. He had it on his tripod on the back of his truck. Now, he's the kind of guy, if you could kill a groundhog at 100 yards, he's going to back up and try to kill it from 450. Okay. He's just that guy. And so he had done that, and he got lazy, and he said, "I'm tired of dragging this whole thing off the back of the truck with a tripod." He loosened the tripod. He jumped off the truck. He's a 250-pound dude. Well, his rifle cartwheeled over, hit on the bell of the scope, broke it. He didn't know how to email anybody. He didn't have an email account, right? So he comes to me. "Could you email Schmidt Bender for me?" So I was the liaison for him.
I would love to hear how this story ends.
He got the scope back after paid $135, which is the shipping from Germany, and they pretty much fixed everything. He broke the back bell off the scope.
Damn.
That's where it landed. 25-pound chassis rifle land on the back bell of your scope. It tends to break stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So
I was wondering if they'd just laugh at him.
Nope, absolutely not. Sent it to Virginia. It went from Virginia to Germany. He has no email. They call him, say, "Your scope's coming back. It'll be here in about 3 weeks." 3 weeks went by, 4 weeks went by. He calls me up, "Mike, can you do?" "Yeah, okay." So I emailed the gal in Virginia and promptly got a tracking number. I said, "John, your scope's coming. I got a tracking number." And I tracked it all the way to his driveway. And he was at work. He's a truck driver. He was at work. I said, "Okay, it's been delivered." I said, "I'm getting home before you. I'm going to drive up in your driveway and beat the hell out of that thing with a sledgehammer." And he went, "You better not," you know, but he loves that thing. And it's got the most complex, weird little reticle, too many lines, dots, things.
Well, of course he loves it. He spent $5,000 on it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you ought to be able to just go shoot and you know, that thing to shoot. He loves it. I don't. You know, whatever.
You know, years ago when I first got in this business, man, I took a deep dive into the world of optics, the coatings on the lenses.
Me and you both.
What affects this? What affects that? You know, I took a huge deep dive into all of that stuff and learned all of it, so I had a better understanding. So when I'm talking to customers, I could explain the differences and get them to understand it. And one of my first year doing all this stuff, You know, I used to laugh at people because they'd come in and like Swarovski guys, they'd come in and that's there's nothing better, absolutely nothing better. You know, I want my $3,000, $4,000 Swarovski, and there's nothing better in this cabinet you have. Yeah, okay. Let me take this and this, and let's go walk outside, and you see the difference, and then tell me that one's still better.
Yeah.
And you know, I converted quite a few people over to a different scope. Just by
I've
doing
done the
that.
same thing. Scott and me and Scotsman have had these conversations before in private. It's a real funny thing. With my eyeball, some Leopolds are bright and beautiful and full, and some are like some of the older ones are like looking through a paper towel tube.
Yep.
And I've purged most of those from my inventory. And Leopold's a great scope. Don't get me wrong, but and they got a great warranty. But they've got cheaper guys barking at their heels, you know, out there, and it's a shame to call $1,000 scope mid range now, but in the world of optics, that's exactly what it is.
Well, bear in mind that Loophole did change their warranty here probably 3 or 4 years ago.
They did.
It's not a full lifetime warranty anymore. It's a very picky warranty, so you got to be very careful.
You run over it with your truck, and no, they're not gonna. Your dog chomps it, you know. No. Your cow steps on it. No. Should have kept it away from your cow. So buyer beware there.
Yeah, and they no longer cover Redfield or any of that stuff. They used to. They no longer cover any of that.
For those of you that don't know, Redfield, Leopold made those for what, Scotsman, 3 years. Bought the rights to the name, and then that name was sold off to Academy Sports, and now Academy Sports owns that Redfield name, and I have no idea where they're made. I assume the Philippines, could be China. I don't know. They the first Redfields that came out were actually, if you compare them to a Leupold of the same powder, they gathered better light. And it's kind of like the Remington, when Remington came out with a cheap 788, they started out shooting the 700s out of the box. Nobody's going to stand that for long. You know, we're going to get rid of that. But on that note, since it's an open forum, I had a customer, a higher end customer. He's a very young man with a very good job. Transfer a gun into me, and we really it came in as a Remington 788. We opened it up. I looked at it and I said, "That's not a 788. That's a Model 7." And looked at it. It was proof marked 788. And he found a site that had bought all of Remington's experimental laboratory stuff and was now putting it out on the open market. And this thing was a non-firing gun, so it was missing a firing pin out of the bolt. That's all. Otherwise, that it was complete. But for all intents and purposes, looking at it, it was a Model 7, but it was marked 788. And the trigger was nothing like the local gunsmith had ever seen. He said, "It's not a Model 7 trigger. It's not a 788 trigger. It's not a 700 trigger." He said they were doing something totally different and decided not to do it. And he sourced a firing pin for it. A Model 7 firing pin worked. And voila, he's got a very unique gun. I said, His name's Zach. He's in his late 20s. I said, Zach, what are you going to do with that gun? He said, I'm going to scope it and kill deer with it. I said, I hear you, man. It's a one of a kind. It's a one of a kind. I mean, that you don't get stuff like that. And yeah, he paid pretty good money for it, but it's still it's a one of a kind gun. It's a experimental gun. It came out of the labs, so to speak, and never hit the part of it hit the commercial market, and part of it didn't. So
he's buying history, man.
Yeah, he is. Exactly. You're exactly right. And he's going to use it. And I can't blame him for that. You know, if a gun's a tool, buy it, use it.
What was it chambered in? Do you remember?
243.
All righty then.
And a lot of guys in the know around here know that a 243 can take down a 350-pound whitetail, no problem. You know, I mean, you can kill a bull elk with a 243, get close enough. I don't know why guys take out the big old super magnums and crap like that. You know, I mean, guides tend to drive that. You know, we're going to get a 600-yard shot. Well, can't you be sneakier than that and get a 300-yard shot? You know, a lot of the local guys out west, from what I understand, use smaller calibers on elk. But they ride up to them on horses, you know. So there you go.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't a 30-30 kill an elk? With the right bullet.
I was about to say, if you had the right load, I don't see it having a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
30 will take down most stuff in the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to go hunt Alaskan browns with 30-30, but if that's all I had, you know, I'd pump them into him. And I just had a customer, good friend of mine, went on an Alaskan brown bear hunt, and he's used this guide before for other animals. He went to the Yukon, and he's hunting Kodiaks, and he took a 375 H&H, and the guide looked at him and told him, he said, look, he said, you're going to shoot, and I'm going to tell you to shoot again. He said, then I'm going to tell you to shoot again. He said, then I'm going to start shooting. He said, and when that bear, as long as that bear's wiggling, you're going to shoot. All right. Until that bear's dead. And he got his brown bear. They put 10 shots in that brown bear.
God.
Now, that's not guns and ammo. That's not a magazine article. But that's a guy that knows what he's doing. You know, as long as that 1,300-pound creature is still wiggling, we're going to put lead into him. And that's exactly what they did. And he got his brown bear, you know. His first 3 shots were deadly. They pumped 7 more into him.
Well, one thing you don't want is one of them mad.
No, that's like a Toyota Tundra coming after you with teeth. You know, it's not good. Not good. And while we were sitting here on this live cast, Fox News was airing the video of the bear trying to get at the brown or grizzly bear trying to get at the woman's dog. It already swiped him once, and the woman was fighting the bear off. No gun now, just her and her dog on a leash, and finally scared the bear off. Talking about getting lucky. Yeah.
I tell you
Yeah.
what, I bet she starts carrying next time she's out with it.
Yeah, that bear was looking at that dog like you're a snack on a string, you know.
If that bear had a toothpick, he'd eat that dog.
He'd already cut it pretty big time. I know if that bear was after my little Jack Russells, I'd bust his ass. I'm sorry. I love them little dogs. And of course, Jamie and CW's met Bodie. Bodie probably fight him.
Let's address this question from the side chat. Hey, Mill Surf Duo, good to see you out there, brother. Chessboard says, was the earthquake in Florida determined to be caused by an explosion in the Atlantic? According to the Palm Beach Post, that's exactly what it was. The Navy has conducted full ship shock trials in this region in the past, the agency said. People reportedly felt the shaking along the coast from Port Orange to Titusville and as far inland as Orlando, Winter Haven, and Land O'Lakes.
Good grief.
Some of that, man. According to the United States Geological Survey, it measured the magnitude at 3.9 magnitude, but it wasn't an earthquake. They said.
You sure it wasn't the Blue Angels flying over that?
I saw that video. Wasn't that? I loved it.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
The lefties were all screaming, bloody murder about
it was
that.
blowing umbrellas and sand and all
Now,
that.
One old boy comes in right at the surf line, just like 20 feet off the deck, man. I thought,
here's the
how
thing.
cool
That
was
is the best flyby that anybody on that beach has ever seen. And only one person got mad.
Ever seen.
Yep.
Only one person got mad because her umbrella got blown over and got sand on it. But everybody else says y'all can do that shit every day.
Yep, right. That's right, man. That's where you stand there and you point up in the sky, say, folks, that's what freedom looks like right there.
That's the best part. The best part.
I've seen the Thunderbirds. I've been to a show. I've seen the Thunderbirds. They did that sneak maneuver where they're all flying and all of a sudden the guy comes in above you about hat high and your hat goes woof and it scares the living poop out of you, but that's what that guy was doing. The Blue Angels had the same kind of routine, but my God, what great pilots. I'm like, you go Patriots. Go.
That's it.
I saw a video clip of the Blue Angels and I had to watch it 3 times. I could swear it was one plane just doing a barrel roll. I didn't know it was 2 planes until they broke off from each other.
Yeah.
They were that tight. I was like, good God.
They fly wingtip to wingtip, dude.
Inches apart, yeah. Those guys carry an extra bag out to the flight line when they go out to those jets.
Yes, to carry, cradle something. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a few years back, we had a Blue Angel pass away, because of one of their maneuvers. Even though he had all the G suit and everything, they've got minimal. The Blue Angels and the Thunderbird don't wear the G suit that normal pilots wear because it's not. You can't maneuver the plane as good. So they're super highly trained. And apparently something happened where it didn't push the oxygen up through his head and he went in. I can't remember if that was in Florida or South Carolina or somewhere down here. And it was tragic to lose such a remarkable talent in our military. Guys that fly like that are That's what you hope every pilot's doing, but they're not all that talented, you know. But those guys do some awesome stuff. I've seen the Thunderbirds twice, and they're absolutely awesome. Awesome. I just want my if they ever retire the A10, which they said they were going to, and then all of a sudden, boom, we got the new model.
They've said
Yeah.
it about 3 times, and
Yeah.
every time they come back and they go, yeah, no, we kind of need an airplane like that.
The Commandant of the Marine Corps.
I've never flown in my life, but I would fly in an A10. I swear to God, I would, just to feel that.
The Commandant from the Marine Corps said, "That's fine if y'all want to retire them. We'll buy every damn one of them."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't get the Air Force to take them.
Anything that stalls,
Air Force likes to fly high and drop bombs.
Oh yeah, anything that stalls a plane when it shoots its gun, they had to re-engineer the engines because the gun was so much it took the oxygen out of the jet.
Took the oxygen away, and the engine would flame out.
Well, they built the airplane around that gun.
Right.
Yeah, sure. The gun weighs as much as a F-350. So
they said if they take the gun off of the plane for any repairs, they have to put a jack under the tail, or the thing will just fall back.
Right. I've got a picture of my best friend standing at the front of the A10, and he's got his thumb shoved in the hole of one of the turrets of the gun. He's I don't have a video, but you can see space around his thumb. He's a pretty big guy, and you're like, 30 millimeters, no joke. That's no joke. Depleted uranium is no joke. Mm-hmm. So especially when it's coming out of that.
Yeah, especially when you shoot them out of there fast enough so that that sounds like a popcorn fart coming out of a midget.
That grunt's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Walter, do your thing.
Yeah, all right, here we go. On 3, fellas. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Mario! You West Coast weirdo. Hope it ain't too hot over there, Mario. Mario's about 80 miles that away from me. Not far. We're close.
Cool.
What is that hot for you, Walter? 68?
We had a little bit of a warm up this week. We got into the 80s. At that point, the county starts issuing, extreme weather warnings to everybody. Stay.
God almighty.
It's the middle 80s here at midnight.
I'm not lying. We got extreme weather notices from the county. Said, hey, we got some hot weather. Might make 85 this week. Be careful.
Only in California.
Well, it's what you get used to, And the humidity is probably 50. So it's
now. See, we've had a lot of rain. It was 92 today. It's currently 79.
And the humidity is what?
7 million. 7 million.
Yeah, there you go. The correct answer, sir.
Outside right now, I've got 78 degrees and 78% humidity.
And I kid Kyle about the frogs, and I came up last Friday when we entered our talk, and I got off and looked at my back French door, and there's a tree frog on the glass going, I want bugs, dude. Cut the light on. And I'm like, I'm not making fun of Kyle anymore.
Tred's gonna be knee deep in 100-degree temperatures in the next couple of days. The eastern side of the state's gonna be real hot.
Yeah.
They're talking like 106 or something over there.
And I'm gonna tell you something. On that sugar sand he's got, he ain't got no rig. Sugar sand. That just beats off of you like you're standing on a mirror, you know.
We'd still be real hot here if we didn't have those storms come through earlier this afternoon.
Well, we ain't had no storms, but we're expecting it's coming. So, and then early next week is supposed to be 88 for a high. Oh my God. You know, that's wonderful.
Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to only be 89.
Yeah.
But it's going to rain. Then
So,
we got 90s and 90s and 90s.
My mission tomorrow, since I don't have the dogs, going to work on Saturday after I get off from work at 2:00, is to go by the range and see if CW's AR 500 plates are at 200 yards. Because that's the last time he remembered messing with them, and he didn't bring them home. And I told him, I was like, okay, if they're there and nobody's said, oh, wow, AR 500 plates and took them home. If they're there, I'll pick them up, and they ain't eating no groceries, so they'll be here next year when he comes. But I'll let him know. I hope they're still there.
Well, I hope for the class of people that you have hanging around you that they'll still be there.
Well, listen, dude, you can't tell anymore. There was an old man, he's passed away now. He left 2 Colt Pythons there at the pistol range. And he was in his 80s. And when he realized they were gone, he went back and they were gone and nobody ever claimed them. And we're really tight in our club about vetting people and this and that. But, you know, you can only vet.
See, we would be able to tell who was there at our club.
Well, we can now. There's cameras everywhere now. And
we got cameras too, but you gotta badge in and badge out.
Yeah, we do too. Well, you saw me, CW. I had to badge in, badge out.
Yep.
So, and everybody had to sign in, so they knew when we were there, and it was a little bit lax at that time. That was about 15 years ago. So that's what's drove those type of things, you know.
All right, are y'all ready for the verse of the week?
Yes, sir.
Not going to be much of a verse of the week because I've been sick all week and really just want to touch on one verse because I'm saving one for next week. Last week we talked about John chapter 3 verses 13 and 14, and we really should have only done one verse last week. We should have done 13 and stopped. But let's back up. We remember we're talking about John chapter 3, and this is a conversation between Jesus and a Pharisee named Nicodemus who came to him secretly at night. Excuse me. And he had questions about Jesus's ministry. So to catch us up, let's take a look at John 3, 13 and 14, and then we'll dive into 15. Remember, 13 says, no one has ascended to heaven but he who came down from heaven, that is the Son of Man who is in heaven. And remember, we talked about how no one's come ascended to heaven to find out about heavenly things and then come back and tell us about it. And I can think of several scriptural references about to get deeper into that, but we won't go into that. So then we talked about verse 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so the Son of Man, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. And we talked about the passage in Exodus where the snakes were biting the people because they had sinned and were murmuring against God and against Moses. And the serpents broke out and were killing a lot of the Israelites in the wilderness. And God told Moses to make a serpent and lift it up on a stick. And if the people looked at the stick, then they would, even if the snakes bit them, they wouldn't die. But that's a symbol of both Jesus on the cross and the fact of trusting by looking at that snake on the pole, on the stick, on the rod or the shaft or whatever you call it. It's a picture of faith in Jesus, and that's why Jesus brought it up here. And then tonight we're going to get to the second half of that statement, which is verse 15, that says that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. So let's look at this in context. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. So the Son of Man is Jesus referring to himself. So we get this picture of Moses lifting up the serpent, and Jesus, the Son of Man, must be lifted up. And that's a picture of Jesus on the cross, even all the way back in Exodus. And then we get to verse 15 that says, whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Right away, we've got a contrast. Should not perish, but have eternal life. Perish means death, and we're talking about spiritual death here. We're not talking about just sheer death. I do not have my MacArthur Study Bible tonight. It's at my office, and I have it in my shop, and I hadn't went by to get it because I've got COVID, and I wouldn't want to infect everybody that's there. So our commentary from David Guzik says that about that statement, should not perish but have eternal life. He says the idea behind eternal life means much more than a long or never-ending life. Eternal life does not just mean that life goes on forever. Instead, eternal life has the idea of a certain quality of life, of God's kind of life. It is the kind of life enjoyed in eternity. And then he quotes John Tenney from the Expositor's Bible commentary. And he says, the nature of the belief is implied in the illustration of Moses lifting up the serpent in the wilderness. Belief consists of accepting something, not doing something. And that's that right there is the concept of it's not what you do, it's what you believe, and it's how you believe and how you love changes your life. That's what salvation is believing something to the point that it changes your life and it changes how you live. And that's what we're talking about tonight. So John 3:15 teaches that anyone who believes in Jesus will not perish, but will have eternal life, highlighting faith as the pathway to salvation. The context there, John 3:15, occurs during a private nighttime conversation between Jesus and Nicodemus, a Pharisee seeking understanding of Jesus' ministry and the kingdom of God. The verse follows John 3:14, which references Moses lifting up the bronze serpent in the wilderness, symbolizing healing and salvation. Similarly, Jesus' lifting up on the cross is represented as the means by which humanity can receive eternal life. The core message here is that the verse emphasizes belief in Jesus as the essential requirement for salvation. The phrase, whosoever believeth in him, or everyone who believes, underscores the inclusive nature of God's offer, open to all people regardless of background, ethnicity, or past sins. Belief is not merely intellectual acknowledgement, but a trusting reliance on Jesus, committing to follow him and accept his teachings. Eternal life and perishing, John 3:15 contrasts two outcomes, perishing and eternal life. Perishing refers to spiritual death and separation from God, while eternal life represents a relationship with God that begins now and continues forever, filled with hope, joy, and purpose. This life is a gift of God's grace, not earned by works, but received through faith in Christ. The theological significance. Salvation through Christ alone. The verse affirms that Jesus is the exclusive means of salvation for the world. God's love and purpose. It reflects God's desire for all humanity to be saved, demonstrating his inclusive love. Faith and faith as transformative. Believing in Jesus initiates spiritual rebirth, transforming lives and securing eternal communion with God. In summary, John 3:15 encapsulates the essence of the gospel. Faith in Jesus grants eternal life, offering hope and reconciliation with God to anyone who believes, while rejecting him results in spiritual separation from God for eternity. All right, questions or comments?
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you,
that's
stuff.
one of the most often quoted biblical passages too, and people quote it all the time, and I think oftentimes don't take time to think about what it really means. And Jamie, you brought to light a little bit different viewpoint than what I had thought before when you were talking about what everlasting life meant. That's not how I had previously perceived that. Well, I always thought that was just, well, yeah, you're gonna go to heaven and live there forever. Didn't ever occur to me until this very moment that would mean your life while you're here is going to be better and more blessed. I didn't never think of it that way, so I thank you for that.
Starts now, brother.
Yep. And and this whole section, like you said, it's interesting that this is just a conversation between Jesus and Nicodemus, and here's Nicodemus, and he's trying to understand, but he's having trouble getting it. And Jesus is telling him in as simple a form as he can. He said, "Look, so no one would ever have gone to heaven or is going to go to heaven except for the fact that I'm here. That's how it's going to happen. It's that simple. And all you got to do is believe in me and my Father, and the rest of your life's going to be good, and your life in the hereafter is going to be good too. But if you don't, I can't guarantee for you what's going to happen to you."
Oh, he guarantees.
I'd say he can.
Yeah, what he does. You're right. That was not a good way to express that. But he said, "Yeah, you wouldn't stand a chance of going to heaven had it not been for the fact that I came down from there and I'm here to tell you how to get it done." And I think finally Nicodemus starts to, okay, I'm kind of getting it now. I'm glad you're here laying it out for me in terms I can understand, because before, I didn't even understand what you were telling me about why there's clouds in the sky and other earthly stuff.
Yeah, well, next week we're going to have our game on because it's John 3:16.
Yep.
Basically sums up the whole conversation. But yeah, John quotes Jesus as saying that the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come that they may have life, and that life more abundant. And that to me is Jesus proclaiming, and that's in chapter 10, I believe. Um, that to me is Jesus proclaiming that your abundant life in Him starts when you come to the realization that He's the real deal, and that and it changes that belief, and that realization changes your life. It changes the way you think and approach about life, and it's a full-time commitment, and it's hard for some people to grasp. I mean, Nicodemus has been a religious man his whole life, and he's having more trouble than he should grasping the concepts of what Jesus is teaching. But then again, that's why he came.
Yeah.
He knew that he was not grasping what Jesus was teaching, and I believe that the miracles and the acts that Jesus was doing made him realize that Jesus had to be from God, because that's what he says in verse 1 and 2. So the miracles that Jesus did had to raise a question in Nicodemus's mind, and then he comes and has this conversation with him at night to learn and to find out more. And in John chapter 3, we're not going to know the outcome of this. We're studying right now Jesus's discourse with and to Nicodemus. But later on in John chapter 19 and 20, we're going to see the results of this conversation when Nicodemus shows up at Jesus's at the cross of Jesus with 70 pounds of aloes and spices to prepare Jesus's body for the grave. So at some point between now and then, Nicodemus manages to connect the wires and connect the dots, and he is a believer. And I believe when we get home to heaven that we will meet Nikki.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be awesome. I tell people a lot, and I'm carrying on too long, as I usually do when I get excited about the verse of the week. But I think when we get there, we're going to be surprised by a lot of things. But I think one of the things that we're going to be surprised by is who we think's going to be there that's not, and who we think's not going to be there who is. But that's enough of that. Any other questions or comments? So next week we're hoping that Bama Dad's going to share his app with us, and
we could do a little of that. Well, it's getting late, so
yeah, we ain't got time tonight, man. We've been pretty active tonight, and the reason we hadn't already talked about it, and I'm going to say this, and if you want me to shut up, you can tell me to shut up, but
no, it's okay.
Mark's working on putting a ballistic calculator embedded into the app as well as everything else, and But that's a tough trick, and it's absolutely got to be. So he's still working out bugs. He's been working on this 6 weeks or better by now, and I'm excited to see the finished product. I've got a link to it, and I played with it a little bit, but
It's changed tremendously since that, so I'm going to have to replace that so you can have the newer version.
he also has a cast bullet section up in there, and I'm pretty excited. Uh, all these notebooks I got over here for each different caliber, I may be able to do a lot of data entry and throw all those away. Who knows?
I'd never throw them away.
No, you
Yeah.
can use this. You can put them into this.
Well, I know you can put them into that, but what happens if you have no access to electricity, period?
Yeah, or something happens to the app, or something happens with the phone, or whatever you're using. Yeah,
Right.
no, I
You
wouldn't throw them
never
away
want to
either.
throw your data away.
I'd put them in the safe. That way, you got them.
Well, that's part of this. Is it when you build a load and when you get everything in, or when you're casting, it exports everything out as a PDF file. You can print it and put them into a 3-hole binder.
That's going to be awesome, man.
I can't wait to play with it.
Mark, is it similar to like JBM or whatever? Put in the ballistic coefficient, blah 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 blah. Crap in, crap out, right? Or good in, good out, like any ballistic calculator would be.
Well, this is basically the reason I put the ballistic calculator in is so that you'll be able to. The whole thing is when you're doing load development and ladder testing and everything, you can keep track of every bit of it. And then you can actually go in to the ballistic calculator and take the loads, the cast bullets, and whatever you want to, and it'll pull that data in and be able to give you, a rough estimate of your holes and everything. So it's kind of it's unique. It's basically everything. I see a lot of the different ones that are out there, but nobody had anything about casting bullets in the apps that I'd looked at.
Right.
And this one does. In fact, I will. This is the output for the casting. Jamie can put it up. So it basically gives you everything from your casting session, the mold that you use, everything. If you put the date that you bought the mold, if that's important to you. I didn't put data in for that, or where you bought it, or you for somebody who collects molds.
That might take Walter a hot minute to get all that stuff entered in there.
Well, you can no. This is actually Walter's. If you look at the bottom, this part right here.
I saw his royalty checks.
Yeah.
Walter provided the layout, and
I kind of figured with some of the way you got the mold set up and all that.
but it's going to allow you to do everything you need to do in one stop, and it's easy to back your database up. You can back it up to, if you've got a Gmail account, you've got a Google Drive, you can back it up to the cloud. If you've got an iPhone or a Mac, you can back it up to Apple Cloud, iCloud.
Or whatever they're calling it this week.
Yeah. and you have it. You can. The one thing you can actually copy the database off to a thumb drive and put it somewhere. That gives you the redundancy to never lose your data.
It sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. So with that, let's start going through the room and clear the deck for. Let's talk about bench rest, Chad and Hillbilly and Coconut and Steve and all them guys over there. Walter, you do such a good job. You want to start us off first, brother?
Sure. Yeah, I got a lot of good stuff coming up. Girlfriend and I are taking a nice day tomorrow out with one of our local vineyards. They're having a vineyard walkthrough tour out through the fields and stuff. That's always kind of interesting to get the agricultural end of the wine business. Wine is one of our biggest agricultural products here in this county. So that'll be fun tomorrow. We got a Wad Cutter Wednesday coming up next week, the second half of one that we started last week, and we'll have a pretty interesting Free the Few for you for next week. I'm continuing working with Hodgson Perfect Pattern Powder, which is going to, I think, turn out to be a good target powder, not going to be one you'd use for max loads for anything. It's too fast burning and too much risk of high pressure. You get to what I'd call standard velocity at max pressure with that stuff, so you got to be careful with it. But it's given me good results. I'm really enjoying working with that. So you'll start seeing more and more of that. I've got a couple new guns that you're going to see in the next few weeks or so coming up that you haven't seen before, and so looking forward to all of that. Happy to be here as always. Hope everybody on the side chat's having a good week and a good weekend coming up for you all.
Bama Dad, you want to go next?
We'll be working on the app more this week. I'm porting it to the Mac OS and to be able to download it to your cell phone for iPhone. And I'm also going to make it available on Google Apps Store so you can download it for your PC or your Android phone. So it'll be cross-platform. It'll be PC, Mac, and then all your portable devices. So you can choose your poison the way you want it.
That's going to be cool. Yeah, maybe next week we can get you to give us a walkthrough.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll have there's like two main ways to set up a ballistic app. One using a simple mathematical equation, and the other one is way over my head.
Trick.
So I'm having to learn math that I refused to take in college.
Yeah.
There you go.
Trig is rough.
And then you have to take that and transfer that over into code, which is a whole nother world. So you're learning it twice. But anyway, that's about what I got going. And like Walter said, it's such a pleasure being invited to be here with all you guys. It's like a family we're not all together, but we do every Friday night we're together. So I appreciate all of you.
We're not hard to find when it ain't Friday night either, are we, man? Thanks for being here, brother. Rebel, what you got coming up? Work tomorrow?
Yep, work tomorrow. Trent's off. I want y'all to pray for Trent. Trent spent a lot of money when he was working and just sort of part-time in the store buying up precision rifles. And Trent was a decent mechanic, so he had a good income. Then he retired, and he's like me. He ain't got a good income. But, he's got wants and needs, and he's been wanting to shoot competition. He's picked my brain about precision shooting, and he's watched a lot of videos, watched F-Class John, Eric Cortina, you name it, it's out there. And he's done all this stuff. And Trent's been shooting, and his shooting has improved. He finally had a 6BR that he bought, rebarreled, and it's a bad action. So he's got it's a switch barrel. He can switch it out from 6BR to 6-dasher. He just had it rebarreled to a 6-dasher. And one of our customers finished third in the Nationals last year and gifted Trent some Vapor Trail bullets, which are $700 1,000. And Trent shot those 103s on one day last week when it was nice and overcast and no wind, and shot a sub half-inch group at 300. And he tried to repeat that this morning. And he still shot a .416 group at 300. So it's not a fluke. And I told Trent, I was like, why are you doubting yourself? It's not a fluke. And he's like, well, I just wanted to see if it would repeat. I said, well, it just did, son. I said, so now who owns who? Do you own that 6-dasher or does it own you? I said, because you want to feed it Vapor Trail bullets. And anyway, he's going down to Pinckneyville, South Carolina tomorrow, taking off from work and shooting a little friendly match. He's not taking that dasher with him. He's taking a 6BR and a 260 Ackley he bought. He's got a hunting class, and they've got a custom class. Hunting class is 100 to 300, and custom class is 1, 3, and 5. And Trent shot it last time, finished middle of the pack. I told him, I said, hey, that's all. Look, dude, you're a new shooter. You know, you finished middle of the pack. Amongst that company, that's pretty good. And boys can shoot. This week, I told him, as he was getting in his truck, I was loading the dogs in the truck. I said, Trent, whoop their ass. Like that. And he went, all right. Like, I hope he does it. I hope he does it. He's improved his shooting a lot. I'm rusty. I realized when I shot my 6BR when Jamie and CW were here that I had not cleaned that thing in 150 rounds, and I probably got some carbon. So someone, I forget who it was asking me what I was shooting at a 300 steel plate. I said the head of that carriage bolt. They were looking and said, well, you've eat up that carriage bolt head. I said, yeah, but that ain't good enough. Ain't good enough. That's not what this rifle will do. I need to clean it. So I need to scrub it, clean it. You know, the rifle shoots way better than me. The rifle's awesome. I could probably put it in Scotsman's hands, and he's younger than I am, and him to shoot it and go, Mike, how much? You know, but Trent's going down there. He's competing amongst some good old boys. They're good old South Carolina boys, but they're competitive. They give each other a hard time, and they have a 22 match, which I don't really like it. You bring whatever 22 you want, custom, factory, whatever, but they supply the ammo. And the last time they come, they had like Winchester Wildcat, you know, 3 MOA at 50 yards stuff. And Trent said it was just a guess, or got by golly, you know, of who was. It was a matter of luck. I said, well, at that point, it's just gambling, you know. That keeps everything on the up and up, though. At least somebody ain't shooting Ely against Wildcat, and So Trent's going down there tomorrow. I told him to whoop her butt, and I hope he does. Y'all pray for him. He's learning, and he's doing really, really, really good. He's watched a lot of, I think, F-Class John. If y'all watched any of his videos, it's kind of linked up with Trent, and Trent's kind of got a routine that he does when he shoots, and I'm like, I'm not that anal, I just get down there and put my shoulder against the thing and have at it, and Trent said, yeah, but you shoot better than me. I said, I don't know if I shoot better than you anymore, buddy. I said, less than half an inch at 300. I got a rifle that can do it, but I don't know if I can do it. That's pretty awesome. So, I hope he keeps at it, and I hope he goes to Piedmont pretty soon and tries his hand at 600 yards. So, anyway, Kyle, what you got?
I got a bunch of frogs. I'm quick and easy. Thanks, Side Chat, for being here. We appreciate y'all. Y'all make Friday night worth coming to. And y'all stay safe, and everybody have a good weekend. With that, good night, y'all.
Scotsman.
Not much going on. Hope to get some reloading done this weekend, and potentially get some videos done. Not feeling pretty decent this weekend, so hopefully I can get some stuff done around here, get some videos made. Yeah, always good to see everyone up in the side chat. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you stay safe, stay vigilant. CW, what you got, brother?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about a challenge I want to do, but we don't really have much time left. But I want to do a challenge to everybody, video challenge for August. And what it's going to be is I want to see your beater rimfires. So dig around in the corners, the dusty corners in the back of the safe, and pull out them rimfires that you don't show nobody. You like to shoot and have, and make some videos on them. That's what I want to have done for August. I got three videos coming up next week. We're going to shoot that SWFA down in North Carolina. You're going to see that 16 power on the range. I got some new Ear Pro to introduce, and I bought a new 22, and that video is coming up next week. So appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody in the side chat and on the panel for sure. God bless everybody. Jamie.
Thank all you guys for being here in the panel tonight. I appreciate you. Couldn't do this without you, nor would I want to. All you guys in the side chat, we appreciate all of you. We love you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. If y'all weren't here, we could do a Google Meet, right? Anyway, thanks, guys. And we hope the Lord blesses y'all real good. And if he's willing, wait a minute, I forgot my verse. We'll leave you with this. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And if he's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.